Hello there, I'm Peter Irish from Business Coaching of Northern California. We help businesses and business people thrive and have organized the team into several distinct practice areas to do so more efficiently. Vivek Agarwal in San Jose runs our people development practice area, and today he's asked me to talk about specific aspects of this complicated subject. So today we'll focus on some of the tools you can bring to bear in developing yourself and your people. Now, if you're hammering a nail, you know you need a hammer. Or if you want to drive a screw, well, it's perfectly obvious you'll need a screwdriver. But what tools should you use to develop people? At Focal Point Business Coaching, we have a large toolbox for this purpose. Today I will only be able to highlight a few of the most common ones. Please ask your Focal Point Business Coach for a deeper dive if you need additional help. Invariably, we begin with clarity. Simply put, if you know yourself and your circumstances accurately, you're much more likely to be able to address your issues effectively. We use a DISC profile behavioral assessment to better understand people's underlying behaviors, drives, and motivations in a business context. Here's a brief explanation of how DISC works. A DISC profile comprises 4 dimensions. How you respond to your environment, we call this dominance. How you influence your environment, we call this influencing. How you respond to the pace of your environment, we call this steadiness. And how you comply with rules set by others, we call this compliance. To simplify, each of these dimensions can be high or low or neutral with respect to behavior. To simplify this complex subject, high D implies a tendency toward extroversion and refers to behaviors such as ambitious, pioneering, strong-willed. Low D behaviors tend towards introversion and include being unobtrusive, peaceful, modest. High I people can be described as extroverted and inspiring, magnetic, or enthusiastic. Low I refers to introverted behaviors such as being incisive, matter-of-fact, suspicious. High S behaviors suggest introversion and include being relaxed, passive, patient, while low S refers to extroverts who may be impulsive, flexible, or eager. Lastly, high C behaviors tend towards introversion and include being cautious, careful, and exacting, and low C behavior tends toward extroversion and refers to being unbending, arbitrary, and uninhibited. Please note this is only a summary. Ask your Focal Point Business Coach for a full explanation. With this tool, we can help individuals understand themselves better and modify behavior if necessary to become more effective. The DISC approach also works with teams and can yield some really huge breakthroughs. Sometimes, though, a person might benefit from a broader understanding of how he or she is seen in an organization and how he or she could improve communication and achieve more effective interactions. For this purpose, we recommend another tool called 360-degree feedback. In the 360-degree feedback process, an individual's boss, peers, and direct reports are asked a series of questions focusing on behavior in the role and scope for improvement. This process can be structured as a one-off snapshot or as an ongoing series of data points, creating, in effect, a movie of the subject's improvement over time. We teach feedback in another context, too, and it is an invaluable tool to improve communication. The approach we take is the Situation Behavior Impact Model, also known as the SBI model. You've probably received vague feedback or generalizations on occasion and probably know how frustrating that can be. Statements like, "You are always so critical," "You never listen," etc. feel more like other people venting than like constructive criticism. That's why we teach the SBI approach. First, identify a very specific situation. For example, yesterday during the morning meeting or this afternoon during the teleconference. Second, describe a behavior and use verbs. For example, you continually tapped your pencil on the table while staring out the window. Last, simply state the impact on you. For example, it seemed to me that you were bored by the subject. No one can argue with how you feel or how things seem to you. This is subjective but honest. The combination of being specific about the situation, describing the behavior with verbs, and then stating the impact on you helps others not to take offense at the feedback so that they can concentrate and change behaviors where necessary. Also, Always ask in advance, may I give you some feedback, or may I share my perspective? And always say thank you for feedback, even if you don't agree with it. It is always valuable. Training a team to use the SBI model takes time and experience, so please ask your Focal Point business coach for support. Well, we have a great many other tools in our toolbox, but that's all we have time for today. Check out our website below for more information or to schedule your complimentary first session. And don't miss our upcoming webinar series on people development. I'm Peter Irish saying thank you for joining us, and so long until next time.